Capricorn, hello, singles. This is Lily Rose, and I'm here to do your tarot card reading for the month of November. This is a general reading, so if it doesn't resonate, check your sun, moon, or rising. And let's get started. Also on my channel, I have Moxie Tarot. She's a good tarot card reader, and she's a good friend of mine. So check her out. Let's see if you connect with her. Okay, so I feel like you guys are very, very passionate this month, or this is someone that you're dealing with, a fire sign, okay? Sun, moon, or rising, Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo. Okay, there we go. So let's start it off. Okay, in the past, we have the Knight of Swords. So, this is someone rushing in or you rushing into someone else. You could also be dealing with an air sign, or could be you having this in your chart, okay? This, it's kind of like, I'm here to save the day. That's what I think about this. It's a fast moving energy, okay? And it's funny because you have the Knight of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords, and they're both like crossing each other, but yet they're going at each other. I feel like maybe you received a practical offer and that's not what you were entirely looking for. Anyways, let's keep going. In the overall foundation, you have the Two of Pentacles. This is like juggling your emotions, balancing your emotions with, finding that balance or with your life, okay? Balancing your love life with your work life, okay? And then what's helping you or hindering you, got the Five of Cups. So obviously, focusing on the Three Cups that you want versus the two that you may need, okay? That's what's helping you or hindering you. I gotta say, my nails, I'm a hairstylist, so that's why they look like this. I'm not, it's color ombre, okay? Anyways, what's going to be crowning you for the month is the Knight of Pentacles. So maybe this was a practical offer that you got or you're giving somebody else, okay? This story can go vice versa. It is a general reading. So, but this person's steady, like it's the practical offer, but they're doing it because they're thinking about it and they want to take their time and make sure that they're making the right decision, okay? So you want this too, you know what I mean? In your present situation, you've got the Hermit. Some of you could be dealing with another earth sign, okay? Sun, moon, or rising, maybe Virgo, okay? And they are very slow when it comes to love. So anyways, this is, even if you're not dealing with a Virgo or whatever, this is you being the hermit, going within, trying to light your path, trying to get balanced, trying to see what road you want to go down, okay? And then also as who you are, you've got the Four of Swords. You guys are really taking a break. Really like thinking. That's all I see is thinking, okay? You need to find that balance. You don't want to overthink something, okay? And I say this is all your cards are like stuck. I almost feel like for some reason something happened to where you feel stuck. And there's this need to really go within. Maybe because it wasn't what you wanted, okay? Here you have the Hangman. So this is no progression. This is your environment. Being stuck, no progression. In your hopes and fears, you want to take a risk. Okay, and maybe you want to take a risk with this person. But it's also your fear. And then for your outcome, you have the King of Wands. Like I said, some of you can be dealing with the fire sign, sun, moon, or rising, or this is just you taking on the energy and being like, you know what, I'm throwing caution to the wind. I've come out of my hermit phase and I'm going to be balanced, okay? And then in your outcome, you have the Seven of Wands. So this is like standing up for yourself, protecting yourself, maybe standing up for the relationship, okay? And then in your overall energy, you have the Seven of Pentacles. There is this huge feel of like over analyzing everything. But that's okay as long as you can find balance in it. Because see, this guy is like kind of memorized by this. He's got one pentacle over here, but not really looking at all this stuff over here. And then what you have for your Enduring Virtue, you got giving and receiving, okay? So maybe there isn't a balance of giving and receiving in this particular situation in which, therefore, you're stuck. because it's a practical offer. It's not what you thought it was going to be. Here you came in and rushed in. And then, but you got go for it and fresh air. And then what do you desire? And I think that's what you're really focusing on, what you truly desire. And you want to take a risk. You want to start this something new. So let's see what's going on. Let's get some clarifiers on this. Father God, can I please get a clarification for the Two of Pentacles for Capricorn? The Magician and the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups is also about a decision, but the Magician is about starting something new, having a new beginning, but also manifesting what you want. Father God, thank you. Okay, and then the Hangman. So I feel like you're going to be hung in this situation the whole month, because this is about choice. But then there's this Magician with the new beginning. So I feel like that's what your whole thing is like about this new beginning. You're feeling stuck. For some reason, you've got the Five of, which makes sense, especially if you're going back and forth, back and forth. I do want to add these up real quick. Hold on one second. So that's 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 8, which is balance and power. It's all about balancing it. And maybe you do feel powerful in this, okay? And maybe that's why there's this need to have the Hermit, so that you can get some, and the Hangman, so that you can kind of ground yourself and give and take, especially with the giving and receiving, okay? Can I please get a clarification on the Five of Cups for Capricorn? I definitely don't see you super grounded this month. I see you as like super passionate, like ready to go, make a risk, take a risk. And I feel like it's almost like, you're getting a practical offer and it's not what you want. But there is this communication, and you've got the Page of Wands twice. So I feel like it's definitely, wanting that. Okay, they're okay. So I feel like this is telling me that you really need to ground yourself, okay? You really need to be this King of Pentacles. Like I said, some of you are dealing with another earth sign, okay? Sun, moon, or rising. Or this is just you really needing to get grounded, okay? And the Five of Cups, like I said, you're going back and forth. It's like you want to take a risk for a minute, and then you're going back to, wait, look at these little cups over here. It's like you're having an inner battle this month. There's a super need to get grounded and really try not to go back and forth. There is this fresh emotion. So, obviously you're feeling this fresh emotion with this. Okay, so here is the Queen of Swords. And maybe this is, okay, so like I said, some of you are dealing with an air sign. Maybe this Queen of Swords is coming at you, and she's kind of the woman that kind of, you've built something with her. There is this fresh emotion, okay? This woman is in her garden. She's happy. She's got everything she needs except for one thing. She's missing one pentacle. But she's confident in that. And then if this is you with air in your chart, you're rushing in, okay? And you're ready. You're ready to have this fresh emotion. You're ready to be this person and go forward. And because you're here, you're ready for love. You're ready to go in. But I feel like there's something happened and now you're stuck. You're hung. You want to go, but you can't go. And then you want to go and then you can't go because, and it could be insecurities too. Father, please give me clarification. Especially if someone's offering you a something practical and you're ready to go and you're like, no, I need more than that. Father God, but balance, just balance and power. Try not to make sure there's giving and receiving. Okay, you don't want to take too much control. There's got to be a balance. Okay, so Father God, please give me clarification on the... Like I said, giving and receiving. There is this, this night, there is this giving and receiving. There is like this wish, like... Okay. Especially if someone wants to come in and take their time, I really would just relax and go with the flow. I feel like in my brain, I'm like, I feel rushed. I feel rushed. I feel rushed. Take it down a notch. You know what I mean? This is good. This is, giving and receiving. This is a wish fulfillment. This is the world. You've worked so hard, to get to this point. Why rush now? You've been patient. Something happened quickly, in the past. But why rush now? This is also what's hindering you is the page of wands. Ground yourself. Okay? There's been a lesson learned here. There is this karmic situation, and here we go again with the present situation. Things are happening fast. Things are maybe moving fast. And this could go vice versa. You could be the one grounded and they're kind of coming in like, I'm ready now. And you're like, whoa, It can go either way. Father God, please give me clarification on the Hermit, please, for Capricorn. Okay. Father God, can I please get another clarification for the Hermit? I feel like some of you are still working on past pain, and this is just happening way too quick. So you're like, you know what? I'm going to take on the Hermit, and I am going to go and figure out what I'm going to do because I'm scared that, this isn't, you're scared to get hurt again. Okay, obviously. Especially with the Eight of Swords and the Eight of Cups, it's all about, this is the past, needing to leave these cups behind. If something's happening quickly and you're not ready, that's why the Hermit's here. So 9, 8, 8 is 16. 7, which is success. There will be a success in this, especially if you move past your past hurt. Okay, you need to take on this energy of the Hermit and go through this. Especially if you're going to start something with somebody. Okay. I'll go for some clarification on the Four of Swords. Sorry if I'm quiet. I just look around. I'm trying to look around and see. There's the Emperor. That's what I'm saying. Some of you are really feeling passionate. Or this is, for some of you, this could be an Aries older male kind of rushing in. And it's making you have to go in and think about him. He's making you... really go within and defend yourself for some reason. Or this is you taking on power and standing up for yourself. Okay, there's the Empress. So this really could be, ow, shoot, I just almost broke my ankle. Okay, so this really could be, fighting for this relationship, going within the Four of Swords, taking a nap, here, this is, either, I feel like this is you fighting for this relationship. This is, but it's emotionally, and this could be your own battles, you're fighting against yourself. I see that too, especially with the Empress and the Empress and the Emperor, maybe getting with the Hermit, it's like getting past your old shit. Standing up for yourself, being this stronger person or being this Empress. But this is a couple. The Empress and the Emperor are a couple, and they're a strong couple. And maybe that's you fighting against the world, and kind of being, I'm sorry, my foot fell asleep. Okay, you know, you really standing up for this relationship and kind of, you know, battling against all odds is what I feel like, especially with the 7 as your outcome. So I feel like some of you may have to really fight for this relationship. Let's see what's going on with the Hangman. Father God, please give me clarification on the Hangman for Capricorn. But the Empress is all about fertility and growth as well. You know, it's, and the Emperor is all about stability and foundation. So some of you that aren't with anybody or nobody's kind of in your life right now and you haven't met anything, I feel like you're really just passionate on working on your foundation and in your growth on yourself and moving past hurt. But this is going to happen kind of quickly for you, you know? You already see your worth, okay? And maybe the 2 of Cups is, you know, needing to make that choice. You know, it's like, I want a new beginning. I want a good life. I want to be stable. I'm going to do this. Especially with the world, I feel like it's definitely, you know, for those of you who don't have anyone, and there's a lovers, you know, don't have anyone, this is all about you. You know, grounding yourself, realizing your worth, and standing up for yourself, and realizing that, you know, you are the Emperor or the Empress. Okay, but for those of you, like I said, you're going to make you're going to make a decision, and here it is. It's a head or heart decision. You're going to have victory in it. You're going to come out of this Hangman situation, and it's going to happen very quickly. Okay, so like I said, a lot of swift moving, and maybe that's why you're kind of like, you know, this energy of like, you know, I told you, like, you know, I feel like you got to rush almost, but I don't know if that's them or that's you. Maybe some of you are dealing with 2 different people. You've got the Queen of Swords and you've got the King of Pentacles. Or the Empress. You know, one of these women is just a woman, okay? And you are the Emperor and she is the Empress, or vice versa. You are the Empress and he is your Emperor, you know, because there is victory. You know, one of these relationships, if you're dealing with 2-party, one of these relationships could have been through, I mean, the Chariot is a long-standing relationship. And now it's time to make a head or heart decision, and it's going to happen quickly. You're going to come out of this. I definitely see you coming out of probably mid-month, I would say. Not being hung, being able to make a decision, okay? There's an ending that you're hoping for, but you're scared about it. Father God, please give me clear. And maybe that could just be the cycle, you know? Father God, please give me clarification on the page. Thank you. The Hierophant. Father God, can I please get another clarifier? Oh. Can I please get a clarifier on the Page of Wands? Maybe something is going to end and you're just going to take a leap of faith and you're going to go for it, okay? Because the Hierophant with me with the Death is like, it's like, have faith that this ending is happening for a reason. Okay, and there is this need to take a risk and this want to take a risk, but being scared of taking a risk because something has ended. Let's see what's going on with the King of Wands. Oh, okay. So yeah, so like I said, some of you, the ones of you are dating or dealing with 2 different people, you do have the King of Wands and the Queen of Swords, and these aren't gender, so you know that part doesn't matter. Oh, goodness gracious. Can I please get a clarification on the... Thank you. Like I said, for some of you, this is moving super slow and it's kind of irritating you. There is this holding on to emotions. Maybe this is a victory for you, but this fire sign is holding on to their emotions. Father, can I please get a clarification on the King of Wands for Capricorn for the month of November regarding their love life? Okay. But the battle is over. I mean, there is this victory. There is this not wanting to let go, okay? And it's been a lot of hard work, okay, for some of you with this king, okay? Or this is you. You know, having this victory, but still, you know, keeping stuff, like holding on tightly, like not wanting to let go. Almost like feeling suffocated. Father, can I please get a clarification on the Seven of Wands? Father God, can I please get a clarification on the Seven of Wands? I just feel like you guys are super stuck. There's this, it's kind of all over the place, really. Confusion, many choices. So some of you guys, you've got the Seven of Wands and the Seven of Cups. This is 14, 5, worries of the past. Can I please get a clarifier on the Seven of Wands for Capricorn for their love life for the month of November? There is this confusion about this fire sign for some reason. I don't know if this is someone that you've put in a lot of work for. You haven't wanted to let go of them. There is this victory now that they're back, but there needs to be this ending. Or maybe you feel like you got to stand up to them. There is this confusion. There's the King of Wands again. Again. Can I get a clarifier on the King of Wands for Capricorn? So here we have the Knight of Pentacles again. This is a practical offer and moving forward. So maybe you're standing up against what you really want. Maybe they want to move super fast, but you're confused and you're like, no, I want to take it slow. And you want to move into this calmer waters with this person, but you want to take your time. You want to ground yourself. Especially if there's like this past, this is a karmic situation and there is this past and there needs to be an ending, especially so there could be a new beginning. There's the Knight of Wands. So the overall energy is this, okay, for some of you, I feel like this Knight of Wands is super pushy. And the Swords, this is this fresh emotion, you know, this is, definitely see so many people dealing with two different people, okay? Father God, can I please get another clarifier on the Knight of Wands, please? Can I please get one more clarifier for the Seven of Pentacles, please? Thank you. Ten of Cups. The overall energy. I mean, I do see them bringing you happiness And some of you are going to go down a new path with them after this confusion and standing up for yourself and standing up for what you want and kind of just speaking your piece. But this is, some of you have been with this person and you've put in a lot of hard work with this person. And some sort of karmic cycle is coming to an end. There is this giving and receiving, okay? And you need to go for it. It's being able to put the past behind you and charge forward. And not focus on this one pentacle. But maybe that's a conversation because there is a lot of communication, which is good. Communication, there is a lot of communication, which is something that you need, especially if you're so hung and in a hermit and things are happening super fast and they want you to make a decision. They want this new beginning. Maybe they're being a little pushy. And this could go the other way. You could be doing that to them, okay? I'm trying to see this air sign, this sword sign. Maybe that's just them. And this could go either way. You could have air in your chart. They could have air in their chart. Doesn't have to be a two-party situation. But I feel like there is this need to decide, and the Tower is going to smack you right in the face. Something is going to happen super quickly to make you make this decision. Obviously end something with someone and move forward with somebody else, okay? All right, Capricorn, I hope this helped you. This is a general reading, so if it didn't resonate, check your sun, moon, or rising, and if it did, you can email me below. Thank you so much. I know this was kind of all over the place, but hopefully you'll let me know in the comments what you think. I'm just trying to see if I see anything else. This is fertility, growth. Four of Swords, taking that time. I really see you taking your time and standing up for listen, I need my space. I need my time. I need to really think about this. And then boom, sudden realization. Something's going to happen. You're going to have to make a decision. You're going to have to get out of this hung position so that you can have victory. All right, Capricorn. This is Lily Rose. Thank you so much. Do look at if you are dating two different people or just out there and you've got a couple people, check out the couples in the dating because they seem to go together. All right, Capricorn. God bless. Okay, Capricorn, single or dating. This is Lily Rose, and I'm here to do your tarot card reading for the month of November. Okay, so right off the bat, here you are. You've got the Devil. This is your card, okay? This is your energy. And then here again, fire sign. I have these. If you're in a relationship, kind of look at that and see if that maybe those two correspond, okay? But anyways, let's get started. Okay, how you feel in the relationship, you have the Ace of Swords. You want to cut through the truth. You want the clarity. You want this beginning. You definitely maybe need to move on from things from the past, or they do. There's a sense of balance and grounding yourself. Maybe you guys have a family together. Maybe some of you are getting married and you're leaving your past behind and you're ready to start anew because they've got the Fool. And then they've got here's the High Priestess. This could be you just, following your intuition, or this is them. This could flip vice versa. I do feel there's a lot of fire here or having that energy, but there is a sense the need to ground yourself and to have confidence, okay? And have confidence in this relationship. But it's like you're bound to, or they're bound to think like they got to stick up for themselves. Okay. You have the Five of Rods. This is what they want, okay? It's this playful kind of arguing back and forth, but it's playful. It's communication, okay? But there's this, there's this need to like maybe like get through the issues, especially if there's past issues with this relationship, because you have the Eight of Cups as the outcome, but you are the King of Rods, or this is them. Like I said, this is could be vice versa. It is sun, moon, or raising, and I do feel like you are pretty passionate, or you're dealing with someone that's very passionate. Okay, and there needs to be this balance. There needs to be this, you know, grounding energy. I mean, you are the Capricorn, so, you know, maybe pulling, you know, making them kind of, you know, showing them how to be grounded, you know, working with them, having that communication, maybe having this little conversation. It is playful, you know, the Five of Wands is not bad. And then the Eight of Cups is your outcome. And for this, like, I feel like, especially with the other cards, I feel like this is just you guys, like, ready to leave, like, all that emotional baggage and move forward. Especially if some of you guys are, like, extending to another level or getting married. You have to have confidence in this relationship. And you have to leave past shit behind, okay? So, I am going to clarify the Devil. The Fool and the Ace of Swords, no need to, you know, clarify. I mean, that is wanting a new... You both want this, okay? I do want to see what the Devil is about. Father God, please give me clarification for Capricorn, dating, and couples. What is the Devil about? Okay, there you are. Maybe there's this need to share, and like I said, I feel like there needs to be a conversation, but there's not a conversation happening. Father God, can I please get a clarification on the Devil, please, for Capricorn for this month of November? Okay. Someone is not communicating very, and this could be them, this could be you, but someone's like either bound to their thoughts or bound to something that happened, and there's this, especially with the Devil, I don't feel like I don't feel like there is this giving and receiving and communication, okay? And that needs to be had. That needs to have happen. And the Moon is not, it's confusion, okay? It's confusion, it's things needing to come to the light, especially if you're going to move on to another level in the relationship. Let's see what's going on with the High Priestess. Father God, please give me clarification on the High Priestess for Capricorn. Maybe you're too busy and you're balancing your work life with your, or this could go vice versa. There's some sort of, you're not giving them enough attention. I feel like someone's not getting enough attention. There's not communication happening. You guys both want the same thing, but you're kind of like in this kind of standstill kind of thing. I feel like this is them and you're not giving them the attention that they need, or you're not noticing, or vice versa. But there's this need to balance, okay? Need to maybe balance your work life with your love life and have it be equal. You know, obviously this person is someone that you care about, okay? But that's, you know, following your intuition, going within, okay? Can I please get another clarifier for the King of Rods? Can I please get another clarifier for the King of Rods for Capricorn for November? There's fertility, there's growth, there's this. So here this is. Some of you could be dealing with, there is a lot of cups here. Some of you could be dealing with the water sign, sun, moon, or raising. Or this is just you, like, ready to show your emotions. You know, getting out of this cold. You know, this is about fertility, growth, you know, realizing, you know, that maybe you need to open up in order for this relationship to grow. Can I please get it? Thank you. Here's the Five of Wands again. I see this as inner conflict, okay? The Knight of Wands is a fire, and you do have the, and the Queen of Cups follows her intuition, okay? So it's maybe, because you have the High Priestess, maybe really needing to, follow your intuition on this situation, especially if you're the one that's being, non-communicative or communicative, I don't know, whatever that is, but it's almost like the Doreen virtue, and I don't think I've ever had this. It's like they're not matching up. So I feel like there is this need to communicate, okay? Because someone is feeling left out in the cold. Someone is not getting what they need in the relationship. Especially if you want to take this relationship to the next level, you need to communicate, because it looks like you both do. But you need to communicate. And this is also, inner conflict, but this is grounding yourself, okay? And especially with the grounding over there, okay? The need to really ground yourself and maybe have a conversation that you don't want to have, or vice versa. Father God, can I please get a clarification? Thank you. Judgment, rebirth, reborn. Maybe it's about something from the past and letting it go. And you guys are both kind of hung right now. But that's when the Judgment comes in to kind of be like, you know what? We're going to have this rebirth. And I'm going to kind of smack you in the face. Because you guys aren't doing it yourself. And the overall energy is balance. So there is this need to really balance I feel like your relationship is very unbalanced for some reason. And there's the Page of Wands. So good. The outcome is communication. There is that want to take a risk, especially with Judgment. Like I said, there is, you could be dealing with the fire sign. There is this wanting to take a risk, having confusion. But there is coming out of this hung position with the Judgment. Can I please get a clarification on the Temperance? You guys both have the strength, and maybe there was something that you guys needed to do alone, especially if you've been in a relationship for a long time. There is the Hierophant. Okay, the Hierophant with, some of you guys are getting married. Can I pull one? There's a lot of major arcanas in this. This is, quite the reading here. The Magician, starting anew. Okay, going within. The Hierophant and the Temperance. That's, that is about marriage. Okay, and it's also a lot about spirit. Spirit maybe divinely having to come into this relationship because you guys are kind of at a stalemate right now, or going through a karmic lesson together, which is not easy. And so this relationship has to be reborn again, leaving past in the past and moving forward, especially if you're going to get married. But there's this need to be the Hermit. The Magician's all about new beginnings. So I feel like, this is crazy because these are all, I just realized that. These are all major arcana. So whomever you're with right now, major karmic lesson, okay? Major. You've got the Strength, the Hierophant, the Hermit, and the Magician. But there's going to be this new beginning after going within spiritually and mentally. Okay, and maybe having to do that on your own, or they need, like I said, sometimes people need to do things by themselves, okay? And with the Judgment here, I just feel like, once you get grounded, have confidence that this relationship will grow to the next level, because you do have this being left out in the cold, Fertility, and then the Queen of Cups. Like, I think that's you emotionally being available. Or them being emotionally available, okay? Capricorns, this is Leah Rose. I hope this resonated with you. If it did not, check your sun, moon, or rising. Sorry if this is a little all over the place. Do let me know what you think. You know, and you do have a couple here, the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. So like I said, some of you are dealing with another earth sign. Some of you are dealing with a fire sign. There is this wanting to take it to the next level, both of you. Like I said, conversations need to be had. Something needs to come to light. There needs to be, someone needs to have a conversation with somebody, okay? If that's not you, well, then maybe you should pursue that, okay? Anyway, Capricorn, God bless. I will see you in a couple weeks with your mids. Okay.